me invite on stage Mr. Raúl Valavazquez Gento, Head of Strategic Foresight at 1A Ingenieros, Mr. José Luis Zamorano, co-founder Zytec, Mrs. Silvia Sopena, Senior Architect Hospitality Projects at ACOM, and Mr. Mark Hinds, CEO and founder of Kenobi. And I can't say if he is here or not, I'm sure he's not very far, Mr. Francisco Del Cid, CEO Bosquia, our friend who is contributing to reduce the carbon print of our Congress. Well, without waiting, I would invite Mr. Raúl Valavazquez to the desk. You're most welcome.
Many thanks for your introduction, and welcome everybody, and many thanks for the organization for inviting us to explain how do we see the concept of new buildings and new generations of buildings. Let me introduce my company, and I'm going to do it in Spanish, if there is no problem for you. Somos una ingeniería española. I'm going to use the... estamos centrados en Valladolid, somos una corporación de 200 personas y tenemos 5 oficinas en Salamanca, en León y en otras ciudades de España. Tenemos compromiso con las certificaciones de calidad, estamos certificados en la ISO 9000, 14000 y 18000. Participamos en diversas asociaciones empresariales, como A3E, la Asociación del Clúster de Fabricantes del Automóvil y la Asociación de Construcción Inteligente de Castilla y León, asociación de la cual actualmente somos presidentes. Somos signatarios del Pacto Mundial y estamos comprometidos con los ODS. Los sectores en los que desarrollamos nuestras actividades son el industrial, la agroalimentaria, la energía, la residencial, el retail, medio ambiente, eficiencia energética, la digitalización y la seguridad y salud. Una vez hecha la presentación de nuestra empresa y conocéis a qué nos dedicamos, vamos a explicar nuestra nueva visión de los nuevos edificios y la nueva generación que está viniendo, que van más allá del consumo energético casi nulo. Desde los inicios, la humanidad ha necesitado los edificios. Los ha necesitado para protegerse de las inclemencias meteorológicas, defenderse de los ataques de otras personas y de animales, uso religioso y, por supuesto, uso residencial, uso profesional, oficinas, etc. En definitiva, podemos llegar a pasar hasta el 90% de nuestro tiempo en los edificios. A lo largo del tiempo, ha ido evolucionando nuestras necesidades. Y esas necesidades necesitan un nuevo concepto de diseño, una nueva forma de entender los edificios. Llegan los edificios 4.0. ¿Qué entendemos por edificios 4.0? Desde nuestro punto de vista, son edificios que cumplen con un diseño funcional, tienen un diseño atractivo, tienen un diseño eficiente y responden a todos estos requerimientos. Por diseño funcional entendemos aquel diseño que cumple con las necesidades del cliente, disminuye los costes de construcción y, en definitiva, hace una síntesis de superficies, utilizando superficies sencillas, ortogonales, cuadrangulares, de tal forma que se optimizan los espacios. Por diseño atractivo entendemos un diseño innovador, exclusivo y que además tiene en cuenta el confort de los usuarios. Por diseño eficiente, más allá de tener en cuenta el confort de los usuarios, necesitamos edificios que tengan un consumo muy bajo, un consumo casi nulo. Llegamos a los Nearly Zero Energy Building, que ha sido la última generación de edificios que han estado en la actualidad. Esto se consigue gracias a un uso masivo de las energías renovables, a un aumento del espesor del aislamiento, de la hermeticidad, etc. Por diseño 4.0 entendemos el edificio que va aún más allá. Es un edificio que interactúa con el usuario. Le comunica datos, se comunican datos del edificio al usuario y del usuario al edificio. El edificio se comunica con otros edificios y además son edificios que tienen un balance positivo de energía. Producen más energía de la que consumen, de tal forma que podemos llegar a tener un distrito de balance positivo de energía. También son edificios que además se preocupan por la salud de los ocupantes, de tal forma que interaccionan con el ocupante y con el entorno, creando un ambiente saludable para los usuarios. ¿Cómo lo podemos hacer esto? ¿Y cómo lo estamos haciendo desde nuestra empresa? A través de la innovación. Concretamente tenemos dos proyectos de innovación, uno llamado Prelude y otro llamado Presence, que se ocupan de resolver estos desafíos. Concretamente, Presence tiene como objetivo predecir en los entornos habitables para mejorar la salud de los usuarios. Está cofinanciado por el Ministerio, el MITECO y la Unión Europea. Es un partenariado en el cual se incluyen socios del sector de la construcción y de la salud. De esta forma conseguimos tener una visión holística. Nos basamos en las certificaciones WELL y FitWell y lo que hace es monitorizar, por un lado, el estado de salud de los usuarios y, por otro lado, las condiciones del edificio, de tal forma que interactúa con el usuario para prevenir condiciones insalubres. Monitoriza factores como el CO2, el CO, las partículas, el ozono y va cambiando la forma de ventilar o las condiciones internas del edificio de tal forma que en ningún caso llegan a ser insalubres para los usuarios. El proyecto Prelude está financiado por la Unión Europea bajo el programa Horizon 2020. Es un consorcio formado por más de 20 socios de 6 países de la Unión Europea y lo que hace es captura los datos de forma dinámica, interactúa con el usuario de tal forma que consigue maximizar el uso de la energía. La forma de funcionar es la siguiente. Los datos son capturados o bien monitorizando el edificio o bien aportados por el usuario mediante una plataforma de comunicación. Se integra en la plataforma FUSIX, que se ha desarrollado específicamente para el proyecto. Hace una dinámica energética del edificio y programa el uso de las energías renovables o conexiones a red en función de las necesidades, de tal forma que se consigue un consumo mínimo de energía. Si nos fijamos en el esquema de control, vemos que tenemos una capa física, que es la que conecta el edificio con los smart meter y los actuadores. Por otro lado, tenemos el enriquecimiento de datos introducidos por parte del usuario y todo ello es integrado dentro de la plataforma FUSIX. Por un lado, tiene un free running para el edificio, en el cual permite que el edificio opere autónomamente y, por otro lado, va tomando los datos que le va introduciendo el usuario de tal forma que va aprendiendo mediante un algoritmo de inteligencia artificial de cómo es el comportamiento del usuario. Todo ello a través de una interfaz permite que el usuario vaya viendo alertas y vaya viendo el comportamiento del edificio y de esta forma puede modificar su comportamiento para optimizar el uso del consumo energético. En esto tenemos un edificio que hemos denominado edificio 4.0 que interactúa y conecta con el usuario. Y hasta aquí mi presentación. Muchas gracias por su atención. Y si tienen cualquier duda, any question, I will be pleasure to attend it. Many thanks.
Thank you very much, Raúl. And now it's the turn of José Luis Zamorano. You have a presentation, right?
I do have a presentation.
Yeah, perfect.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here still. The good part is that I'm not selling anything. I'm not promoting any of the companies I'm working with. I've been invited to give a little brief, a little presentation about blockchain technology. I'm pretty sure you guys all are aware of blockchain technology. I have 12 minutes to try to teach you a little bit about it. And the main focus of this is we are gonna be talking about blockchain for social good. This is me, José Luis Zamorano. I accelerate emerging tech companies in Silicon Valley. One of the hottest emerging tech where you can invest your money and your time right now is blockchain technology. And that's what we are gonna be talking about today. This is what the message I'm gonna try to deliver very quick. And I'll be around tomorrow if you wanna have like a chit chat with me. Well, where is blockchain technology, right? Blockchain technology is a distributed ledger system that enables secure and transparent transactions without the need for intermediaries. It has the potential to revolutionize several industries, from finance to supply chain management. And it's not just about buying a Lamborghini with Bitcoin. This is what a lot of people think about what's going on with blockchain technology, which is, hey, I'm gonna get my Bitcoins and I'm gonna buy a Lamborghini. There is a whole culture of memes when it comes to blockchain technology, where it's really, really fun. This is one of those, right? Let's talk a little bit deeper about what is Bitcoin and how does blockchain technology works. As you guys can see there, blockchain was originally proposed as a concept in 2008, but the white paper was released in 2009. The guy behind this is called Satoshi Nakamoto. We don't even know who that guy is. It actually doesn't exist. We believe it's a bunch of people, probably some of the most brilliant Silicon Valley minds, the cyberpunks and so on, who managed to get together this brilliant concept. So what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is the first cryptocurrency in the world, and it's the genesis of blockchain technology. It was Bitcoin first, and the technology inherent on Bitcoin is what we call blockchain technology. Bitcoin is the most widely used and strongest cryptocurrency today. Bitcoin works like money, a new type of digital money. Digital money allows payment to be made safely, cheaply, quickly, and freely around the entire planet. There is a lot of banking people here. I'm pretty sure that you guys are well known, or you really understand what's going on and what is about to happen with your industries. It's going to get totally disrupted. You want to be part of the game. Bitcoin is both a protocol, a payment network, and a currency. It is free and open, but above all, it is decentralized and takes care of your privacy. It's not controlled by any bank, government, or company. Or yes, it depends. We can go deeper on that. It really depends on a network made out of people's computers. It's a truly decentralized network managed by its users. A little metaphor that I like to use, it is in the same way that email, remember back in the 90s, what the email represented, an incredible advance when it comes to communicating. So Bitcoin represents a giant step forward when it comes to payment systems. The analogy is that Bitcoin is to money what the internet is to information. We have again Mr. Nakamoto. With the creation of Bitcoin, Nakamoto actually is brilliant. He fixed one of the biggest problems from the internet era, the double digital spending. He used proof of work, technology of proof of work, and blocks that hold a certain numbers of transactions to create a chain of blocks that are related to each other, which give rise of blockchain technology. I have a video, hopefully we are going to be able to play it, that is going to help you guys to understand Okay, I'm gonna press play. Oops. Is there a way or a trick to play this video? Need some help here? Can we play this video? I don't know. That's okay. Oh yeah, perfect.
What happens? I give my card details to the shop. The shop asks the bank if I'm good for the money. The bank checks its records to see if I've got enough in my account. If I do, it lets the shop know. It updates its records to show the movement of money from my account to the shop's. Oh, and it takes a little time for its trouble.
This is how traditional banking works.
If you wanted to remove the bank from that system, who else would you trust to keep those records and not alter them or cheat in any way? Well, I wouldn't trust you. I wouldn't trust you. In fact, I wouldn't trust any single person, but I might trust everyone. The idea is you don't have a central record of transactions. Instead, you distribute many, many copies of this ledger around the world. Each owner of each copy records every transaction. So, to buy something using cryptocurrency, I give the shop my details. The shop asks all the bookkeepers if I'm good for the money. The bookkeepers all check their records to see if I have enough. If I do, they tell the shop, and then all update their records to show the movement of money. So there's no way that a forged transaction can make it in. If I try to alter a ledger, it won't match all of the other copies, and it gets rejected. Oh, and one of them, at random, will be given a reward of some newly created cryptocurrency. This is how cryptocurrencies work. And remember, all of these bookkeepers, all of these ledgers, they're not actually people, they're computers. Lots of computers.
All right. It really helps to understand a little bit. I get the presentation keep going, but basically, not sure even how much time do I got. Let's talk about Web3. What is Web3? You guys hear about Web3 a little bit? It's kind of trendy nowadays. Web3 is the hypothetical next generation of the version of World Wide Web. You can take a look there. It will help you to understand. It's decentralized and distributed through the use of blockchain or other similar decentralized technologies, as Hashgraph, Tangle. These are just a few examples of real products working today that are using decentralized technology, meaning they are not using Amazon Web Service or Google Cloud, a single honeypot point that can be easily hacked. They are using decentralized technologies. These are, as I say, real projects, real products that are right there out on the market. But we are here to talk about blockchain for social good. And trust me, we can use blockchain technology to do a lot of good stuff. This is just a list of potential for future applications. There is a lot of people working on this. Blockchain technology can be used for tracking aid to communities in need, for example, creating a decentralized platform voting, improving supply chains, providing one of my favorite, financial services to people who are underbanked. 1/3 of the population in the planet don't have a bank account, but they do have a cell phone and they do have internet connection sometimes. We can help them. We can use blockchain technology to create a transparent and efficient system for tracking carbon credits. We can exchange patient data across hospitals, from a guy in Senegal to the best doctor in Houston to treat your cancer. Blockchain technology, unfortunately, has been also associated with illegal activities, such as money laundering and so on. However, it's important to understand and to note that there is no such a thing as a bad technology, but bad actors. These are a bunch of companies and projects and products that are making millions. Meanwhile, we talk. Today, companies as IBM or Walmart are using blockchain technology to improve supply chain management and track products to origin to consumer. Cities such as Dubai or Moscow are experimenting blockchain-based systems for land registry, for voting. In countries like Estonia, the government uses blockchain technology for various services, digital identity, and so on. As a conclusion, blockchain technology has the potential to revolutionize various industries and create new opportunities for social good. While there are still challenges to be addressed, the potential for blockchain to create a positive impact in society is beyond doubt. Thank you guys for being here. If you want to hit me up, you have any question, happy to chat with you. I don't know how much time we got, or we can chat tomorrow during the day. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, José Luis. That was brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, time for us to invite Mark, Hinds, and Francisco del Cid on stage. Please, have a seat, and Mark, I will keep you with me, yeah.
Okay.
So, we are very proud of what Boskia have been achieving since yesterday and for the rest of the week. You will let us know more about it. I think I should give you this.
Okay, how do I get the presentation going?
It should be coming.
Okay.
The future is now.
Okay, next. Okay. Good evening, everybody. My name is Mark Hinds, and I'm the CEO and founder of an entity called Kenobi. So, what
Thank you very
is
much.
Kenobi?
You are
Let's see
coming
here.
from San Francisco.
I can get
for
there.
us. So
There we go.
right now it's
Oh, echo. Okay, so what we're saying is that Kenobi is a new company that's representing part of a revolution that's coming. And I think this is really important to understand because at the beginning of any revolution, nobody really knows it's coming. So the gentleman that was just here talking about blockchain and Bitcoin, I remember in 2009, I was in Ashland, Oregon, and this guy came to me and said, I'm doing this thing called Bitcoin, and you can buy all of them for 50 cents each. And I said, well, it made no sense to me, so I didn't buy any. That was like, almost a decade and a half ago. But I had no idea of what the revolution of blockchain and cryptocurrency was going to be. So in modern humanity, we've really experienced what I feel is, and our team is, two very significant revolutions. So the first revolution was the Industrial Revolution, where we stopped making things by hand and we started making things by machines. The second that we're all aware of is the revolution where we went from analog, doing things that were with vacuum tubes and plasma and all that sort, to the digital revolution, which of course we're all living now, and blockchain and Bitcoin is all a part of, but computers, cell phones, all of that is a part of the digital revolution that started about 50 years ago. The next revolution that's coming that really not too many people know about yet, but ourselves and other people around the world are starting to work on, is a revolution of what we're calling from dissonance to resonance. And it's going to be the single most important revolution that's ever happened to humanity. And that may sound like a lot of hubris, but I think it's true, and you're going to begin to see why. So what are some examples of dissonance? Well, it's pretty much everything we do in society today, meaning it's not in harmony with how nature functions. It's in dissonance to how nature functions. So examples of this are that we burn hydrocarbons. We split atoms. We use chemicals to grow food. We use chemicals to give to people, drugs. We use microwaves to communicate. Nature doesn't do any of these things. And what are examples of resonance? Well, it's interesting. If we ask, there's probably some engineers, physicists, scientists here today, but for everybody who's not, if we ask any physicist, scientist, or engineer some really basic questions. So let's say there's a few 100 trillion magnets out in the world today, and with the electrification of the world, there's many more magnets coming out. Magnets power electric motors, or they're a big part of it. Do you know that there's no physics in the standard model of physics today that can tell you how a magnet works? So if I take a little magnet and I put it on my refrigerator and it holds up my daughter's little piece of art for 10 years, if my arm had to do that, that would be a lot of energy expended. Well, where does the energy of that magnet come from to do that? Extraordinary. We've seen magnets for most of our life, and yet there's no physics to explain how they produce more work than energy they consume. Or the nucleus of an atom that's spinning at near the speed of light in perpetuity. And if I release that energy of the magnet, what happens? Kaboom. There's a lot of energy in that atom. Well, it's not so, there's no physics to explain where that energy of the atom comes from. 37 trillion cells in the human body, every one of those cells doing 800 million events a second. So every second in your body, 37 trillion times 800 million, 10 to the 52nd events every single cell in your body. No science, not even the beginning of an idea to explain what's the coherency of that. What's allowing all of that communication to happen? A really easy one is when we see a school of sardines that are a kilometer long. The first one moves, the last one moves at the exact same second. They've measured that. It's about 500 times faster than the speed of sound. So what's allowing that to happen? So these are all ideas of dissonance and resonance. So how is this revolution that I'm hinting about, how is it going to arrive? And what are some things behind it? Usually, just the idea of the resonance, we take 6 hours to explain. We've presented it to over 700,000 people live, but I'm going to try to get through it in 2 minutes. So, the first is the Resonance Science Foundation, which was founded in 2003. On social media, it's now the largest physics and science entity on the planet. 3 documentaries, millions of people follow it every day. We have an online academy with 140,000 people actively enrolled, which also makes us the largest on the planet. And basically, the Resonance Science Foundation was founded by Nassim, and it explains where the energy of the magnet comes from, explains where the energy of the atom comes from, explains how 37 trillion cells in the human body are coordinating 800 million events a second. And all of the other phenomena that we see in nature that there's no current physics or science to explain. So out of this physics and the science that's being developed, and I should have mentioned there that we now have numerous papers that are actually going through peer review through the standard model, which took a very long time because our science is pretty contrary to that. But from this, since we figured out the science of how the magnet works, how the atom works, how biological coherency works, we've developed some extraordinary technologies. So Kenobi is sort of an incubator, accelerator, and holding company that's been developing technologies based on this new physics. So we currently have 16 technologies under roof. Oops, I'm gonna go back a little bit. It's about 18 years of R&D that we've spent to get the technologies to where they're at. We've invested a little over $65 million in the development of these technologies. 5 of the companies are in the market as of 2022, and 5 more will be in the market this year. And with the extraordinary amount of small time that we have, I'm just going to talk about 3 or 4 of them. So the first company is called Centauri, and actually one of my partners is here. He's back there. He's going to be talking about this specifically tomorrow. So Centauri is 2 things. From this physics, a really special composite material has been developed. The composite material is, we believe, the single cleanest and most eco-friendly material on the planet, and it has really special attributes. It's 6% the weight of steel, 10 times the strength. It's fireproof to 1250 C. It's molecularly bonded in a way where we can make, let's say, a container. In one moment we could put oil, gas, we could wash it out, and the next we could put in milk and water. So from this, we've already built some really special things. Actually, what you see there is an I-beam for a bridge. Go back one. These are things that we've built from the composite, and the video's not working, but that's okay. It would be really good if it was. I don't know how to make it work, but it's okay. Oh, there we go. Can somebody click the little play button? I see somebody trying to. Oh, the right? No, that's okay. Okay, so if I could play the little play button there, you see that that's a new type of wind turbine that's been developed from this composite material. So not only is it the composite, but this physics that we were talking about, if I knew where the energy of the magnet was coming from, then I could tap into that same source. So this wind turbine, that one's about 12 feet tall. The new one is producing 1.1 megawatt. Oh, boom, there we go. So the handheld meter is the wind speed, and then you can see the device is spinning much, 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 much faster than the wind speed, which current physics would tell you that's impossible, what you're seeing right now. But there's a set of technologies in the top of the bottom that's using this understanding of electromagnetic energy to produce extraordinary amounts of electricity. So it can produce electricity in winds as small as 2 miles per hour, and we've actually had it installed in Iceland up to 130 and 140 miles per hour. Because of its dynamics, there's no place where it's too hot or it's too cold. There's no moving parts. What you're seeing is maglev, so nothing is touching anything. There's no motors, there's no transmission, there's no gears. The composite, since it's 6% the weight of steel, I can put it on the top of my office building. I can have 1.1 megawatts on the top. So we've built also an 82-foot, the world's first all-composite, Lloyd's of London approved, all-composite commercial vessel, the catamaran. The shipping container we showed because simply by replacing the current metal containers on a cargo ship and replacing it with our composite, that ship would save 6 million pounds. That would equate to approximately a 30% reduction in energy consumption of that ship, and so many other things. Plus, it floats, it's indestructible. So these are some ideas of what we've built from the composite. In Australia, we're making building materials that are replacing all the fencing that was burned down. So we're now starting to get this to market, and the turbine is one of the number one things that we're here focused on. So that's Centauri, and I could spend, about an hour and a half on that alone. The other one that we're going to be talking about today, and then also presenting on tomorrow with one of my team in full, is called nanoresonance. So this one's really mostly focused on water. And just to give you 2 examples of what can happen from this technology, now we can have desalinization, but we can have desalinization with almost no maintenance, extraordinarily reduced CapEx costs, and even where we can do things to the water, where we can actually get hydrogen from the water and self-power the system. Ethan will be talking about that much more in the next day or two. And we're using a radically different understanding for turbines. So instead of having for hydroelectric power, so instead of having to push the water, we're actually creating these very interesting toroidal dynamics and nanobubbles where we're pulling the water through. So we need a lot less energy, much greater degrees of efficiency of the water. And interesting, when you're using these technologies in water, really great things happen to the water. The undissolved solids start turning into higher elements. The water becomes healthier, becomes more alive. Many, many positive things happen to the water where in today's technologies, we're hitting it and whacking it, and in this, we're loving it. And the water loves it. So that's an idea of how these technologies can be used in water. Upterra is another example. And it's kind of interesting, you'll start to see, okay, we're talking about water, composite materials, ag tech, and you'll see in a moment health. And we're thinking, okay, how can one idea be extrapolated across all of these different vectors? Well, it's just in the beginning, we're talking about one idea or one understanding that shares how does a magnet work? How does an atom work? How does the human body work? How do fish coordinate? Okay? So we're really talking about one fundamental principle that we figured out is where does the energy come from? What's the structure of space? And then how do we tap into that to solve really complex problems? So Upterra is in the market in 20,000 acres, peanuts, soy, cotton, almonds, getting very significant reductions in water consumption, up to a complete elimination of all chemicals, all fertilizers, all pesticides. I wish I could dive into the science of this because it's epically cool, but I just don't have the time, and very significant increases in yield of the crop. These are a couple examples of the devices themselves that are in the market, and of course, myself and my team will be here to be able to talk about these during the next few days. The last example I'll use is health. So in Northern California in the United States, we've built what we believe is the most advanced wellness clinic on planet Earth. So we've been developing these health technologies for almost 20 years, and some of them are really, really special. Regenerating tissue, solving really, really complex health issues. So you can see on the left there all the things that we're dealing with. We're able to help people that this was the last chance for them. Or up to people that we see on the cover of magazines, at your newsstand every week, that are high-level performers, and they need to be performing at the highest level. They're interested in longevity. But tapping into this fundamental structure of nature and being in resonance with that, it takes away the complication of like having to treat this one little specific thing and then support the entire system to get into its highest state. These are some of the technologies that we're using in the clinic, 17 different technologies. Many are proprietary, yes, that we've developed. We have a little over 100 and something patents in our portfolio. But just one to mention real quick is Sonify. I've actually been able to test it here on a few people the last 2 days. But imagine this. Imagine through an app that's built today, you're talking to the app on your phone for 30 seconds, and from that, I can tell you most every single thing happening in your body. Every virus, every bacteria, every drug, every vitamin, every mineral, muscle, skeletal health, from 30 seconds of your voice. I wish I had the time to share how that can happen, but I would love to, personally, if we would like to. So, in the beginning, I said there's a revolution coming, and the impact of that revolution. And you can see these are all the things that we're actually working on right now that we have developed or that are coming to market. Water systems. We can take sewage, and from this sewage, we can take the hydrocarbons. There's a lot of hydrocarbons in sewage. We'll call it nice stuff. Instead of the other stuff, we'll call it hydrocarbons. But out of those hydrocarbons, we can turn that into pure hydrogen, and then we get pharmaceutical-grade drinking water out of the other end. So now this sewage becomes a power plant. AgTech showed you with Upterra. We have a technology I can't talk about yet with natural resources, but I can promise you it's already been developed. It's going to change everything we understand about the availability of rare earths and minerals, like everything. Human health, talked about a little bit. Waste, garbage, we can take any hydrocarbon-based material, wood, compost, all of that, turn that into hydrogen on demand, and now your waste, your garbage actually becomes power and energy. And of course, energy we talked about with the Centuri technology. So, the green checks are the technologies that are in the market. The yellow ones are the ones that are coming to market. And we believe that we're the world's leading incubator in developing this understanding of this transition from dissonance to resonance. And there's a group in Greece, there's a group in Canada, there's a group in Australia that are doing some things also. So this is coming. We're really excited about our relationship with Peace Cities. And I think I just want to close it on one thing, is that I find it very interesting that we're here in Salamanca talking about the single most advanced breakthrough in technologies that humanity knows about right now in one of the oldest places in the world. And to be able to marry these two together, to me, is a very exciting idea, and it couldn't be more appropriate to do it here. So, thank you, everybody. Appreciate your time. Look forward to talking later.
Thank you very much, Mark. This is amazing what you are doing here.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, one mic for the room. There's a question.
Because of my education, I think I do not need this. MPGSpain+Pub.com. MPGSpain calling. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
I'm not sure. All right, thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much. Fran, it's your turn.
Video, please. Two facts. Half of the world's population lives in cities. Second fact, by 2050, this number will grow from 50% to 70%. Hello, everyone. My name is Fran del Cid. I'm a young entrepreneur, and I will tell you a little story of myself. When I was 23, I was working as a marine engineer in the north of Spain, in the harbor, checking boats. And 2 years later, I decided to quit my job, to travel all around the world, and after that, I decided to come back to Spain. The same day I was coming back to Spain, the flight could not land in Asturias Airport in the north of Spain because of the forest fires. In that moment, I decided to start a company. The name of that company is Bosquia. In Bosquia, we plant trees all around the world with one purpose: nature preservation. We collaborate with big companies all around the world to sponsor those forests. Nowadays, we plant all around Spain, all around Portugal. We are looking for partners in other countries, and all of those trees are planted in public spaces. And now I want to talk with you a little bit about green cities and sustainable business. According to the World Health Organization, there are 7 million premature deaths due to pollution. And smart cities and green cities can be a solution for that. Look, Bosquia is planting nowadays those figures. You can take a look and you will see that we are planting almost 500,000 trees. We are compensating a lot of tons of CO2, and we are planting almost 500 hectares of forest with native trees to create preservation. By definition, a smart city is a city that works with renewable energies, that promotes sustainable transportations, with focus on preserve natural ecosystems, and one more thing, that it's affordable housing and spaces. Nowadays, the things that we can do to improve that and to entrepreneur on that, there are many opportunities. For example, reforestation, like Bosque is doing. There's another one that is sustainable transportation. Nowadays, there are more and more ways to move inside of a city, like bicycles, electric cars, public transportation. Renewable energy, like for example, wind, solar energies in the roof of the houses, like our previous speaker, or even green buildings, with growing demand for energy efficiency and sustainable houses. And for example, I will show you 3 examples of case of studies. For example, E.ON company in Germany is working with solar and wind energy, and now is one of the largest in the world. Another example is the bike sharing programs in Amsterdam. Nowadays, there are many, many programs of bike sharing, car sharing all around the world. There are many well known there. And for example, Shimizu Corporation in Tokyo is another company that is working with buildings, with efficient houses all around the world to preserve the heat and the cold inside the houses. Another thing that you can do is, for example, the example in Boskia, that we are planting trees, we are reducing the CO2 footprint, and we are becoming the habitat for numerous of animals, birds, reptiles, many animals that are living in our forest. And to end about that, I want to ask if you have any question. No questions? Yes? Yes? Yes, we have a track. All of our lands are visitable, so we will send you the exact location where the tree is planted, so you can go there and visit the tree, but we will provide you pictures of the tree all over the years. So we will send you a picture once the tree is planted, another picture 5 years later and 5 years later, with the location, so it's totally trackable. More questions? Yes?
Yes.
Yes?
I will repeat. Yesterday, with my son, we bought the tree, and I would like to know where we will see the growing of this tree, because I don't receive any mail.
Okay, you will receive a certificate with the location of the tree, and this tree will be planted in the north of Spain, in a beautiful place called Llanes, near to the beach, and you will receive a picture and the location of the tree. And you can visit it if you want.
Thank you.
Thank you for buying the tree, and thank you for supporting Boskia. Yes?
Yes. Considering the diversity of the environment, do you match the tree species in a polyculture model to complement the stresses of the environment naturally?
Can you repeat again? One more time, please.
In the diversity of the environment throughout Spain and other places around the world, are you able to use native plants to match the natural habitat?
Yes, we always plant native trees from that place. So those trees provide food, provide oxygen, provide shelter for the natural habitat, natural birds, natural animals in that place. More questions about Boskia?
So if you go to Morocco, you are going to plant palm trees.
For example, palm trees, pinzapos, that are also trees from there that we also have in the south of Spain. Always native trees in every place, and always in public lands to preserve it.
And can you plant argan trees somewhere else than in Morocco?
Argan trees? Probably not.
Very good question.
You can, but you shouldn't. Yes?
About my question, sorry because I feel my throat, I'm a little bit sick in my throat. So.
No problem.
Anyway, we have heard that she bought a tree. I have built a tree house. It was about where is gonna be her tree. What about if we try that you could plant her tree in my balcony so she could see my home day after day? And what is my home? on my balcony, on my windows, telling her. Could you? Could we
No,
try?
we couldn't because we only plant in public places. Thank you.
Thanks indeed.
More questions? Don't be shy.
One question, please.
Yes.
How many trees have we been planting since yesterday?
Okay, I think Rafa told me, I think about 30.
Oh, good.
But any of you, you could go to our stand and you can plant a tree there. Okay, you can compensate your carbon footprint. You have to say where you come from, how you came here, by plane, by boat, whatever, and we will compensate your carbon footprint. More questions, Munir?
Any question?
Yes? No, I want to say thank you to you. Thank you so much.
I want to say thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Fran, for this amazing presentation and for the services that you give to humanity.
Thank you, Munir.
Thank you very much, all of you. Tomorrow we start at 9:30. I know it's early for some, but it's already late for others, so we keep on our schedule. Tomorrow is also going to be a long day, but very interesting day. We are going to talk about healthcare, future of healthcare, future of education, future of transport, future of logistics, and other set of amazing presentations like you saw this afternoon. Thank you very much for your attention. Get some rest. There is no event tonight, so you are free for dinner. You are free for a walk at in Salamanca, Plaza Mayor, or anywhere else. Enjoy it and be in a good shape tomorrow morning, 9:30 here. Bye.